Hello everyone. Today we are going to read our next chapter, The Age of the Vedas. All of you must have heard of the Vedas. Written over 3000 years ago, the Vedas are one of the earliest literary sources available to us. The period during which they were written is known as the Age of the Vedas. The Vedas. The word Veda means knowledge. There are 4 Vedas: Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda and Atharva Veda. They contain hymns in praise of various gods and goddesses. These hymns were recited and passed from one generation to the next until many centuries later they were finally written down. Since the Vedas are our main source of information, the period from 1500 to 600 BCE is called the Vedic Age. The Rig Veda is the oldest Veda. It was composed about 3500 years ago. It is divided into 10 mandals or books and contains 1028 hymns. These hymns are in praise of different gods such as Indra, the god of rain, storm and war, Agni, the fire god, Varun, the sky god, and many others. The hymns were composed in Vedic Sanskrit. Priests recited these hymns and students were expected to memorize them. Archaeological sources. Archaeological remains of this period have also been unearthed. Excavations at Hastinapur and Atranji Khera have yielded a type of pottery known as painted greyware. Another type of pottery called black and red ware has also been found from many places in the Ganga Valley. These two types of pottery tell us about the life of the people who composed the Vedas. These people are generally referred to as the Aryans. Daily life. People were divided into numerous tribes, janas. Each tribe settled in a particular area which consisted of many villages. Each tribe had a king, rajan or a chief who was selected for his bravery. These kings were not like the kings of later times. They did not have huge palaces or large armies. Their control was limited to a small area. There were 2 assemblies, the Sabha and the Samiti. The Sabha was an assembly of probably the elders and important people. The Samiti was a general assembly, probably a gathering of members of every family of the Jana. People attended these assemblies and discussed issues. Imagine you have gone with your father to attend a Samiti meeting. What are the issues that are being discussed? Cattle and horses were very important to the people. We know this from the Rig Veda, which contains many hymns asking gods to bless people with cattle and horses. Each household had a number of cows. Dairy products such as butter and ghee were popular. Sura was a type of liquor which was drunk on common festive occasions. Another popular drink was som, which was prepared from milk and the juice of a rare plant that grew on the mountains. People drank it during special religious ceremonies. Think and answer. Why were cows considered important? Horses were important because they were yoked to chariots that were used in battle. Most battles were fought for cattle, horses and land. People performed sacrifices and made offerings to different gods. The priests who performed these rituals and sacrifices were given cows, horses, gold and clothes as gifts. The kings performed sacrifices in which the common people also participated. In course of time, rituals became so important that every important event was preceded by an elaborate ritual. Occupations. Agriculture and cattle rearing were the main occupations. Other common occupations were chariot making, pottery making, weaving, jewelry making, metalwork, carpentry, tanning, and fishing. Many people were priests. Besides conducting religious ceremonies, priests also acted as teachers and doctors. They passed on the knowledge of the Vedas to the children. They also had considerable knowledge about medicinal herbs and plants. Whenever someone fell ill, the priests acted as doctors. Ornaments of gold, silver, and other metals were worn by both men and women. The Vedas also make reference to footwear. Dasas or Dasyus. Besides the Aryans, there was another group of people whom the Aryans called the Dasas or Dasyus. Their culture was different from that of the Aryans. They also spoke a different language. Most of the Dasas were perhaps enslaved, and so the term Dasa later came to mean slave. Most Dasas had to do whatever work was given to them by their masters. At the time when the Vedas were being composed, there were important developments in the other parts of India. Let us look at some of these. Inamgaon, a Chalcolithic settlement. Inamgaon in Maharashtra is one of the largest Chalcolithic settlements in India. It has been estimated that at one time about 1,000 people may have lived here. The settlement lasted for over 900 years, 1500 to 600 BCE. Archaeological finds. As many as 134 mud houses have been excavated at Inamgaon. Most are rectangular in shape with only 1 or 2 rooms. One house, however, has 5 rooms. It may have been the house of the ruling chief. Next to this house is a granary. The chief may have collected grains from the farmers and stored it here. Oval-shaped pits have been found inside most houses. These pits may have been used to cook food. Similar pits have also been found outside some houses. It suggests that people may have done some of their cooking outdoors. Storage pits and storage bins have also been found. Archaeologists have found a lot of pottery and stone tools at Inamgaon. Most of the pots are red in color. Some have black designs on them. Stone tools may have been used to chop trees, pound meat, and skin animals. The people of Inamgaon made artifacts of copper. They may have obtained copper from Rajasthan. However, only a few tools, drills, tongs, fish hooks, arrowheads, and ornaments, beads, bangles, anklets of copper have been found at the site. Perhaps it means that copper was not easily available. Beads made of terracotta, semi-precious stones, and ivory have also been found. Some beads are made from seashells. This suggests that the people of Inamgaon traded with people in other parts of the country. Numerous terracotta figures have been found at Inamgaon. Some had been baked and hardened in clay ovens. Some of the animal figures may have been toys, while others may have had a religious significance. Many figures of the bull have been found. People probably worshipped the bull. Perhaps they also worshipped a female goddess. In one of the burial sites, archaeologists found a clay bull along with a female figure. Seeds and thousands of animal bones are amongst the other important finds. These give us an idea of the kind of food that people ate and how they obtained it. Crops such as wheat, barley, lentils, peas, gram, and beans were grown. Meat, fish, and dairy products were also part of the daily diet. Decline. In the last phase of the settlement, the people of Inamgaon seem to have been facing problems. There was a decline in farming, which may have been due to a shortage of rainfall or a decrease in the fertility of the soil. People began relying more on hunting and gathering foods. There was also a change in the way houses were constructed. Instead of rectangular houses, we find small circular huts. The megaliths. The word megalith literally means big stones. At many places in the Deccan, South India, the northeast and the northwest, especially Kashmir, huge stone boulders have been found. These are generally arranged in a circular pattern. They were perhaps used to mark graves or burial sites. These stone boulders are called megaliths. Find out. There is a structure in England which has somewhat similarly placed large pieces of stone. Can you name this structure? The megaliths have some special features. First, megalithic burials were underground and megaliths were placed on the surface to mark the burial spot. These probably served as signposts. Second, many objects have been found in the graves, including human skeletons, pottery, agricultural tools, weapons, and ornaments. A few agricultural tools have also been found. Those meant for hunting, however, are more in number. This suggests that though the megalithic people practiced agriculture, they depended more on hunting. The graves also contain a large number of pots. In some areas, pots filled with ashes and charred bones have been found. Some graves contain fragments of rice and other grains, so we know that people cultivated grains. Objects found in the graves indicate the buried person's position in the tribe. The graves that contain a large number of pots and ornaments probably belong to those who were either rich or important in society. So this was our chapter, The Age of Vedas. You can find the link of the other chapters in the description box below. Thank you everyone.